Hey lunatics, it's Lady Luna, and today I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic, which is why I left the left, but also the right. So, if you're new to my channel, my name is Lady Luna, also known as Luna Knight, and I make a lot of videos about philosophical topics, metaphysical, mystical, all sorts of things. So be sure to subscribe to my channel, first of all, if you're interested in that kind of stuff. So before I get into this topic, I'd like to mention that this video is not to offend anyone. It's not to hurt anyone. It's not even to convert anyone to my way of thinking. The reason I'm sharing this today is just to help people who may relate to my point of view. It took me a long time to discover this way of thinking, and I feel so much better with this philosophy that I'm practicing in my life. And if more people have been talking about this in the past, I feel like I could have adopted this earlier and had a good pathway for myself to go politically that would have made more sense. And so I feel like sharing these topics is very important, and it shouldn't be a contentious thing. It should be just an open conversation, which I really appreciate. So please don't be hurt by this. I'm hoping it won't cause any fights in the comments or anything. In college, I used to be more left-leaning, left-thinking. And then around the time of the 2016 election, that was a confusing and stressful time for all of us. And I know that's true. I saw how stressed a lot of us were, how a lot of us were thinking differently about a lot of things, including me. After the election, there were so many flaws on the left that I saw, a lot of hatred that I didn't know was there before. And it became clear to me that I needed to reevaluate what I believed politically. So for the time being, I switched over to the right. I became a right-leaning person. And in the past year, due to other things that have been going on, and after following a lot of more right-leaning people on YouTube and things like that, I started to see other interesting patterns that made me reevaluate my thinking again. So I was saddened and disappointed by the lack of empathy often seen on the right, and how the sarcastic and stubborn attitude that many right-leaning commentators take on seems to not really make much progress in conversation, and it doesn't really open people's minds. It just causes more contention. So soon after that, I looked more into a position politically that included everything that I care about, from each of the parties, and something that left out everything that I had a problem with, to be frank. So that party, as you may have guessed, is libertarianism. And no, I'm not a supporter of anarchy. I know a lot of people think that libertarianism is like some big anarchist thing, but I'm not anti-authority. Most libertarians actually are not anarchists. In fact, none of them that I've met are anarchists. But I'm going to talk about the reasons why I got into libertarianism and kind of break down what that means and how it compares with the other parties. And yeah, so let's just get into that. Okay, so here we see a very common graphic from the Libertarian Party on their most common beliefs and also the things they disagree with on the left and the right. So if we start at the left, we see that the common positions on the left that a lot of libertarians disagree with are a government-regulated economy, United Nations and U.S. military actions, using eminent domain for private gain, taxpayer funding of government charities, and higher taxes. If you look over at the right, the things that libertarians disagree with on the right are government-regulated morality, nation-building or regime change, the war on drugs, surveillance state, taxpayer funding of faith-based charities, and more strict immigration policy and corporate welfare. So you'll notice all of those things have to do with taking things from people or forcing people to do things. They're very authoritarian, and that's something that libertarians are precisely against, is authoritarianism of any kind, because we believe in freedom for everyone. So, if we look back over at the left, there are things from the left that libertarians do agree with, and those include personal freedom, non interventionist foreign policy, tolerance of others' peaceful choices, civil liberties, separation of church and state, and less strict immigration policy. Over on the right, the things that we agree with from the right are economic freedom, robust national defense, respect for others' property rights, individual right to keep and bear arms, giving generously to those in need, and less taxes. And we have some beliefs also that are very true just to libertarians, and those are in the middle. So those include the government should just defend our rights, let individuals pursue their own interests, stop nation building and being the policeman of the world, peace through trade and diplomacy, end the failed war on drugs and legalize. Actually, I've met a lot of people who believe that we should legalize all drugs, and that's a topic for a whole nother day, but there are a lot of reasons behind that. But personally, I actually don't even do any drugs of any kind, including the one mentioned on the chart. But I do think that it's important for people to have freedom, and I understand that there are also medicinal uses for this, and also the more we legalize things like that, the more we can actually do studies on them and see how they affect people, and we can also regulate them to make them safer for people to consume in the market. So lots of things to do with that. Another point is champion of civil liberties and protector of personal privacy, and supports small business, entrepreneurship, and free markets, easier pathway to citizenship. So I love all of that. I love the freedom in it, and I think, honestly, the country would look better if we had a model that was more based on freedom like this. So overall, while I still hold my political beliefs separate from my religious beliefs, I do find that libertarianism matches very much with my spiritual belief system. So I hold my religion and my spirituality in different places in my mind. Religiously, I do have very conservative standards in a lot of ways, but that doesn't mean I would want to enforce those on anyone or make the government enforce my own personal standards on other people. That just doesn't make any sense, and it's not what freedom is. But spiritually, I feel like agency is something that is so important for everyone to have and to make their own free decisions. And to me, that is a spiritual thing. So that's why I've noticed a lot of people I've met who are very spiritual people tend to be libertarians as well, because they just really like that freedom and the agency for us to choose our own path in life. Just as long as, again, we don't hurt anyone, we don't take anyone's stuff. That's the motto of libertarians, is don't hurt anyone and don't take their stuff. And that's a beautiful live and let live approach that I just love. The funny thing is, most people that I talk to, no matter what side they're on, when I talk to them about what libertarianism actually believes and what the tenets of it are, most everyone is like, yeah, I agree with that. I really like that. No matter if they're on the left or the right, they all say that they really like that, which is really funny. So I still actually vote for whomever I think matches these tenets the best. I don't really say, oh, I'm going to only vote for people who say they're libertarian or anything like that. I'd basically just vote for whoever matches these things that I find most important to the closest degree. So that's me. That's probably the only time on YouTube I'm ever going to talk about politics, because I know that I'm likely to get demonetized, but I feel like it's an important topic, and I really appreciate you guys listening and having an open mind about this, because I think that's so important to have in life. And let me know what your thoughts are, and I would love to hear what people have to say. So if you like this video, be sure and subscribe, and also push like so that I know you liked it. Be sure and hit the bell so you don't miss another video. And if you got this far in the video, put the secret word of the day, which is hedgehog, which I think either a hedgehog or a porcupine is the symbol of libertarians. I'm not sure, but we'll say hedgehog. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye!